Welcome to another episode of the YGC Collective, the podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Giovanna Burgess-White, with my co-host, Yvette Baldwin.
Oh, you're going to say it for me. Thanks, Mom.
I don't know why I said that. I never do that, but today I decided to.
Thanks. I am Yvette Valdenegro. Thank you, Gio.
Yes. If you're watching for the first time, welcome. We have been doing this series for the last literally 3 months. For those of you guys who know who we are and what we do, every single year we host the YGC Collective. We do give you homework before you come to meet the speakers, the panelists, our sponsors, just so that when you walk in, you already know these amazing women, you know their faces, you know their stories, because when they are on stage, they are literally coming to give you all the gems. And so we created this little podcast so that you can learn about who they are, what they do. And if you cannot wait to meet them on August 20th, then you can meet them before.
Yes. And as always, thank you for being here, because I really think with the series that we're doing, if someone's popping on to listen to these videos, it's because they're listening to their inner heart that says, I need to know more. And today is a perfect example of all the things we need as women to know about. And I think it's just an honor. It's all these women that are coming, as we've gotten to know them, are beautiful, wonderful, smart, incredible humans that are doing things every single day for other people. And they keep us really encouraged, and they keep us on top of our game. And what they have to share, every single woman, and I really say this sincerely, needs to hear and know so that they can truly take care of themselves and honor who they are. So it really is a privilege just to introduce people who are listening to someone who is out there nailing it.
Yes. And last year, we did not have holistic health as one of our topics. And when we did our survey said the women are like, we love the money part, we love the business part, we had philanthropy, but they're like, we really want to know more about health, but holistic health in general. And today we're going to bring on an expert. She's going to be on stage to share so many amazing gems. So let me bring her up. Good afternoon, Dr. Rowley. How are you?
I am well. How are you, Gio?
I'm great. We're so excited to have you. You are with KALE Functional Medicine, and I know that this is your practice, this is your baby, and I really want everyone to get to know you before, because when you are on stage with Dr. Tiffany Reuter, it's just going to be what every woman is Google searching right now. What is holistic health? How old do I need to be? What do we take insurance? Like all these things of like the myths of holistic health. And so just give everyone a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. I am a functional medicine doctor, but first I was a family medicine doctor. So I was trained and board certified in family medicine. And then I did additional training in functional medicine, which is a process where we look for the root causes of what is going on with and dysfunction in the body and treat that instead of only prescribing medications to cover symptoms.
Yes, which is wonderful, which I think why all women are, especially, and I'm not saying that younger women are not doing this, because I think younger women are doing it in a different way because they just automatically think more holistically. That generation, it just seems like they're wired, and I would say better. They weren't taught all the things that we were taught, right? So they look at things in a different manner, but women who are our age, this is a newer concept, a newer way of thinking. And I think women are just getting frustrated with just medicine, medications, mask, when the woman inside is still saying there's something still going on and I want to be heard, right? And I want to talk to someone who understands that.
Yeah, exactly. And what I really love about what we provide at KALE is that it's the best of both worlds. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You don't have to be all, medications and conventional, name and blame, as we say in the functional medicine community, where you name the symptoms, you blame it with a diagnosis and then assign medications to it. But then you also don't have to be all alternative. There can be a happy medium, and we help navigate that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay, I have a question, because I mean, listen, you're already one of the buzz people or women that people are talking about already. But what do you feel like right now, as women come to the conference and they hear you, like, what is one thing that you already know is on the topic of the forefront of women's minds as far as what they come to you for, that you're like, I hear this all the time. This is it.
Number one is hormone balance. You know, it's perimenopause, it's menopause, and even before that, there are hormonal issues before we get to that point with PCOS and heavy periods, and just trying to figure all of that out is, you know, something that I hear every day and with almost every patient. On top of that, there's gut health, which is closely related. So we do a lot of that, and I know it's top of everyone's minds. We're now starting to collectively know that gut health is, you know, it's in our core, it's central to our entire health, and it affects our hormones and our immune system and our mood and our skin and, you know, pretty much everything in our body. So that's also a really big one. And then the other really big thing that I know is on everyone's mind is energy. You know, we all are spreading ourselves thin as professional women. We're all busy. And then we just hit a wall and get to a point where, you know, everything is right on paper, but everything is wrong inside. We don't have the energy we used to. We're struggling to pull through the day, and then helping to peel away those layers and get deeper insights into how to treat that is something that's on top of everyone's minds.
Wow. So just one of those topics is so complex, right? And there's so many variables in that. And then you name all three of those, which every woman listening is probably like, she's talking to me. She knows me every morning, right? So combine those. Sometimes it's a quiet suffering, right? Because a lot of women don't know where to go to, or they may be embarrassed, or they really don't understand how they think or feel. And that's why we really love the collective, is bringing in professionals like you to really start talking, being open, and a safe space to have those answers and questions that sometimes we feel alone in, and we're not alone in this. So really appreciate you being a part of the collective and being a part of that voice to say like, no, we can talk.
Exactly. And even worse, Yvette, is when we've suffered so long with not feeling great, we think that's normal and don't even realize that it's not okay to not feel great. You should have optimal health and feel like you are charged and ready to go every day. And so helping to re-identify that feeling and be able to seek out that feeling is something that I love to introduce to my patients who've had long suffering.
Which brings us to, we also added in aging gracefully, and all three topics that you just talked about, crazy enough, tie into aging gracefully, because health is part of a mind, how you feel and your mindset. And when we don't sleep, when we don't have the energy, when we're not eating correctly, when we're not exercising, when we don't know what's happening internally, we get older physically, emotionally, spiritually. So I really love that we have this as a separate topic, but it all ties together. And each one of the things that you just talked about, someone's Googling, am I going through menopause, perimenopause? What is perimenopause? Gut health. We have a strengthening coach, mindset and body coach, that's going to really talk about that too, and understanding like why it's so important at the core to talk about what's going on internally. And then, we are all about sleep and routines and just really understanding what your body needs. And so I love that you have, not only you're practicing this, you're teaching this, but you're going to bring this, these conversations up, and that everybody there, that's the one thing about the collective, they don't feel alone anymore because they don't know who they're going to be sitting next to. The conversations that we're bringing, other people are wanting to hear about. And with health, money, and aging gracefully, every single one of those women are like going to leave going, okay, I'm definitely not alone in what I'm searching. And they're getting tools, resources, and the correct answers, because sometimes when you're Googling things, you're not getting that. You don't want to go down that road or that rabbit hole.
Right. Without guidance, for sure.
Yes. We're not self-diagnosing ourselves. That's the worst.
Yeah. Okay. So we've gotten to know you. I loved being able to introduce you to Gia. It was like a magical moment too. I was like, just can't wait to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a story too. So whether you want to share your story just real quick, like a 1.5 minutes, or you just want to share maybe something that's going on with you now that people can relate, and like, because you're a woman too, you're a leader in the community, you run your own business, and how does all this really integrate into your personal life too?
Yeah, so I do want to share my story. I came into medicine as a career changer. I initially majored in business, international business actually, and started a career in international business. And then a few years in, although it was going well, I just didn't feel a personal connection to what I was doing. So I took a step back and did some soul searching and decided that I should have done what I wanted to do as a little girl, which was be a doctor. And so I felt called into that space. I had to go back and take all of the science classes to be able to apply to medical school and take the MCAT and et cetera, et cetera. So 2 years later, I get into medical school, and about 3 weeks before I start losing vision in one of my eyes very rapidly, and I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So multiple sclerosis is a neurological condition where people have various symptoms, but basically you are promised to, over time, lose things like your ability to walk and to think clearly and to speak clearly and motor skills and vision. And, this was devastating after I put everything on the line to make this career change. And so, I had a few days of pity party, and then I was like, wait a minute. Turn around your mind. You can see today, you can walk, you can think clearly. You've got all the tools that you need. You're healthy. So how do you keep that? And so when I went into medical school, that was my lens. I was looking for, how do you create health? How do I go outside of the box? What more is there? And so from the very beginning, I was looking outside of the box. And then when I found functional medicine in my last year of medical school and was able to shadow a doctor who was doing functional medicine, I said, this is it. This is what I need to do for the rest of my life. And it was that insight that you have control over your health. You don't just have to wait and see what happens and then take medications to control it. You can create health through the decisions you make at the end of your fork, the decisions you make at the beginning of a workout, how you show up in relationships, and how you feel fulfilled in what you give to the community through your work. All of that, and more things, how you sleep and et cetera, create health for you. And you are in control of that with the decisions you make moment to moment. That was the turning point for me and what I give to my patients.
Mic drop.
Wow. I mean, it's beautiful. And we're also, I love that you're tying business into this, because you were international business. I think that also helps you running your business, because a lot of times doctors don't have that. And even though it didn't seem like the right time, we can be really good at doing things, but if we're not passionate about it, and you were able to find that. And I mean, obviously your story is going to resonate with so many women in different ways. We're just thankful that we have you in our space and that we're able to give back to our community. And so thank you so much for just everything that you do. It is an honor, truly an honor to have you in this space. And I think Yvette and I have talked about this so many times. We want to do so many things for our community, but it's always about the right time with the right people. And so although last year we did not have this topic, it's because we hadn't met you. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. For everyone who's watching us live, obviously we want you there at the collective. If you can't make it, you can schedule a consultation with Dr. Rowley and her practice. We have all that information where you're watching. Go follow her. Rewatch this if you are midway. If you're watching the replay, we still answer questions. So feel free to ask questions in the comments. Between the three of us, we'll get the question answered for you. Thank you for being on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can't wait.
Yes, we're going to close out our show. We'll put you backstage. Oh, I already feel like I got so much knowledge just from this podcast.
Well, and I love how everything so ties together. That's why, just whether you want to say holistic medicine, holistic health, holistic workouts, it's us, the person, the whole being, and we've got a lot going on. And so it's just nice that not only her, but all the women that we know that are going to be there have that mindset of coming from that approach. And the one thing that she said that just jumped out at me, because one of my favorite words is control. Janet Jackson and I are there. We do have control. Yep. And it's up to us. And no one else is going to take care of us like the way we can. So being in a room with all these amazing women, that is your first step to taking control.
Yes.
hearing from the people that are going to be speaking the truth.
Yes. And she said something too that, you know, she was going through a lot and she had her pity party, but then she turned it around. We all can stay in victim mode. We can all stay in the pity party mode. But like she said, she still had her eyesight. She still was able to move. And that is something that I think paralyzes us literally. And we just stop ourselves from doing what we're meant to be doing or the person that we're supposed to be. So I love how this year's collective, all 4 topics really do intertwine because, you know, money, everyone's all about the wealth. And we are talking about holistic health and money mindset. It's just that's a stressor. That's a stressor that then can get you sick. And then so I'm so excited. I know we're only like 20 something days away. If you're watching, get your ticket. We only have 3 VIP left. So if you were wanting to do the dinner the night before with speakers, sponsors, and experts, grab those tickets. And if you just want to come to general admission, day of, the lineup is there. Everyone gets to watch all sessions this year. Again, we heard you. Everyone's going to be under one roof, 360 theater. You're going to see all the speakers, all the panelists, and then get to meet the sponsors. So thank you for joining us live. We'll be back on next week with back-to-back episodes with 2 other panelists and experts. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye.